best budget wide-angle lenses, where you can buy them, and which are the ones that you get the best bang for your bucks. Let's talk a little bit about it. Hello YouTubers, my name is Attila Mate from Blue Sky Photography, and today I'd like to talk to you about the best budget wide-angle lenses. Now, I want to say this first of all, that these are not the best lenses possible to buy at the market at the moment. No, these are the best budget wide-angle lenses. So that means that the best bang for your buck. You know, if you want to buy a wide-angle lens and you are searching for the best possible image quality you want to buy for your money, then these are the ones that I would suggest you to buy. Now, first of all, let's get in, into the topic that what it means a wide-angle lens. Well, I would say I will talk today about the lenses starting with 14mm and up to 35mm. So that's what I would say a wide-angle lens. You know, the 35mm on the APS-C camera, that obviously won't be already a wide-angle lens. That would be 50mm angle of view. That's like more like a normal lens, you know. But anyway, we are talking about the wide-angle lenses now today, not the ultra-wide-angle, not the fisheye lenses. These are the wide-angle lenses. So first, what I would suggest, if you have an APS-C size camera, the first lens I would suggest is, we have to divide this in two sections. If you want autofocus or if you are happy with manual focus as well. Now, obviously, the autofocus lenses will be a little bit expensiver than the manual lenses. But if you are a starting photographer, you just start photography, I would suggest that you should start learning manual focus. And you will get used with it in no time, I tell you. And it's not as difficult as you imagine, especially if you have a mirrorless camera or if you have a Nikon camera, because all mirrorless cameras, they will have focus peaking, even the Pentax cameras, if it's a DSLR. But the Nikon users, they have an advantage on the other hand, with the specific of prime lenses that I will suggest over here, the Samyang lenses, that they have, they call it AI, auto exposure. It means that the lens has a chip incorporated in it, and it will transmit the EXIF data to the camera, and it will also transmit the focus confirmation. So it will help you to focus. Canon users, unfortunately, they don't have this. I don't know what's the reason why they don't do it, but they don't have it. So first of all, let's take the auto focus lenses. What I would suggest, the best ever lens build, and I'm not joking over here, guys, this is the best lens build and made for APS-C size cameras. This is the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 zoom. Now, I have to tell you, I have this lens, I own this lens, I use this lens since years now, and this is just unbelievably good. I have a lot of videos about this lens and the other brother, the big brother of this lens, the 50-100 f1.8. But I just love this lens. You have to try it, guys. If you don't try it, you won't believe me. But anyway, that's my first suggestions. First I would suggest this lens if you want autofocus. Now, Sigma has another 3 prime lenses in the art lineup. And these lenses are also good for full frame, because the 18-35 zoom lens, that is only for APS-C, so that's not good for a full frame camera. Now the 18-35, the field of view, it will be approximately 27-50mm. So it's not very wide. If you want very wide, then you have to go on prime lenses, unfortunately. You will have some zooms from Sigma, and some other Tokina and these kind of manufacturers, You will have some 11-15 and these kind of lenses, but the image quality, I wouldn't go down that road, I don't know. I don't suggest that. I would say I am very strict in regards to image quality. I don't really want to trade in the image quality for anything else. So I would say that if you want good image quality, you know, you just leave out those zooms. You know, I don't really like the image quality of them. This zoom, the 18 to 35, is excellent. It is a collection of primes in one zoom, and that's period. That's no other. If somebody doesn't agree with me, it's okay. We don't have to all agree, but I tell you that I've never put my hand on a better zoom than this one. And I had a lot of lenses in the past, and I was shooting with a lot of lenses. But anyway, let's go back to the Sigma Art lineup. Now, if you want prime lenses, autofocus prime lenses, Sigma has also the 20mm f1.4 Art, and the 24mm f1.4 Art, and the 35mm f1.4 Art. Now, guys, you have to believe me. This is not a joke. I'm not just talking around. I will show you in my computer that these lenses, they are in between the first ones. If you go into the DxOMark website where they test lenses, I know that some photographers will say blah blah blah, DxOMark is not precise and this and that. Look, I know for sure that in some cases, you know, they might be wrong. I don't know, but as many times I checked, they were right. They were absolutely right. And the sharpness test of the lenses, what they do, and the chromatic aberration test and all that, it is right. They do it in the lab and it is absolutely right. So, as I said, some photographers, they may not agree. That's okay, that's completely fine. But what I would say, you can rely on their results. So if you check in the DxOMark website, you will see that these lenses that I recommend for you, they are at the top of the page. I mean, they are not the last ones. They have very, very good results. So Sigma 20mm f1.4, it is 800 euro. Now it's a pricey lens. I know it's not cheap at all, but if you check an Nikon or a Canon version or a Sony version of a 20mm f1.4 lens, you will pay 2000 or 1800 or something like that. So comparing with that one, it is cheap. It's not cheap comparing with the manual focus primes, but if you want autofocus, unfortunately you will have to pay this money if you want good quality and good image quality and sharpness and all that. So the second lens, 24mm from Sigma f1.4 Art, again 705 euro. Now these lenses, all of them, they are excellent image quality. So you can choose from these lenses whichever you like, whichever you want, and you will have no disappointment. I can guarantee you that. You can search on YouTube and you can see for other reviews if you want, but these lenses there are excellent. The third lens is the Sigma 35mm f1.4 Art. Now, like I told you before, these three lenses, they are good for full frame as well. And I will give you a little tip over here. If you want to use on a mirrorless camera, the example, the Sony a6000 or Fuji cameras or Olympus cameras or Panasonic. Okay, Olympus and Panasonic, they are micro four thirds. But if you want to use on Sony a6000, the example, or Sony E lineup, you know, the crop sensor cameras, a6300, a6500, and these ones, you can use these lenses with a speed booster. And I tell you something, you will get incredible results. And I tell you why. Because if you use these lenses, you know, for the example, the 35mm f1.4 lens, if you put a speed booster on it, light-wise, I'm talking about light-wise, you will get another stop. So you will, that lens actually will be a 35mm f1.1. That's unbelievably good, I tell you. But this is only happening when you use mirrorless cameras. If you use on DSLRs, this is not going to work. So these were the autofocus lenses. Sigma 20mm f1.4, 800 euros. Sigma 24mm f1.4, 705 euro. Sigma 35mm f1.4, 610 euro. Now these prices, all these prices, I took from a shop called eglobalcentral.eu. That means eGlobal Central Europe, and this is the shop you can see over here. And this shop is based in Hong Kong, but they have a warehouse in England, and they will send you the lenses if you buy something from England. I used this shop several times, many times I bought several lenses from them, and phones and all kind of things, and they are reliable, they are okay. The shipping time will be a bit longer, it will be like 2-3 weeks, but other than that, you know, well packed, you know, it's great. So the prices are obviously cheaper. So if you are wondering that you look around on YouTube and here and there, and you see much more expensive prices, you know, that's why it is, because I took the prices from eGlobal Central. But obviously you can find on eBay as well these kind of prices like I told you over here. Now let's move to the manual lenses. Manual lenses, the best manual lenses made, I would say, they are from Samyang. I have one Samyang lens, and I'm planning to buy a second one, you know, now, but it's just unbelievably good, I tell you. I can't complain at all. I cannot complain about that lens. But anyway, the first Samyang lens I would suggest if you have a full frame camera is a Samyang 14mm f2.8. Now, if you have a crop sensor camera, you won't have the 14mm. You can use that 14mm, obviously, but you can have also the 16mm f2, which is specially made for crop sensor cameras, for APS-C cameras. Now, the 14mm f2.8 is 340 euro. The 16mm f2 is 365 euro. The 24mm f1.4, that is 570 euro. Now, if you see over here the difference between the 24mm f1.4 manual Samyang lens and the Sigma 24mm f1.4 art lens, it is about almost 270 euro. So if it works for you, that difference, 270 euro, then you can buy the Sigma lens. You know, if you want to save some money, you can buy the Samyang lens. I tell you something, you won't be disappointed. Definitely. You can search around for other reviews. If you don't believe me, it's okay. But I tell you something, I put my hand on these lenses and I tried them, and they were very good. Very good. Image quality wise, excellent. Samyang makes some very good lenses. And the fourth lens is the 35mm f1.4 from Samyang, sorry, and that is 430 euro. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake before. The 24mm f1.4 is 570 euros. So the difference between the Sigma 24 and the Samyang 24, it is not 300 euro, it is actually even less than 300. Because 570 and 705, that means it is only 130 euro difference. That's a small difference. I would buy definitely the Sigma then. For 130 euro difference, I would buy definitely. Well, you see, the 24mm, it is kind of the focal length where the lenses are very expensive. And I say this again, you know, if you check the Nikon versions or Canon versions of these lenses, and you will see that you pay 1,500, 2,000 euro for a lens, a 1.4 24mm lens. You will pay at least 1,600. That's the minimum you will pay. So in any situation, you will save money with these lenses. And most importantly, your image quality won't suffer. And I tell you something, these lenses are 90% the same like the 2,000 euro lens. It might be a very little difference where you have to pixel peep at 200% to see something, to see some difference. But if you just have a look at the computer, you won't notice any difference of it, I tell you. And if somebody doesn't agree with me, like I say, it's okay, you don't have to, but please prove me. Please prove me the other side. Because some photographers, they are very quick, you know, to post comments, and they say, this is not right, that okay, that's fine. I understand, I'm a human, I can make mistakes, but please prove the opposite. Send me pictures. Send me pictures made with a Sigma lens and the same picture made with the Nikon expensive lens, and you will see that you cannot prove anything, because there is no difference, I can tell you. So this is these are the lenses, sorry, that I would recommend on a budget. If you don't want to spend thousands of euros, if you have a few €100, you will be okay with the Samyang manual lenses. I will say that, and that is absolutely right. If you have a little bit more money and you want to buy a great lens, then you buy a Sigma art lens. That's what I would do anyway. It's up to you guys, it's your money. If you spend your money on the very expensive lens, it's also okay, it's fine. I just want to help some people, you know, who doesn't really have the money and the possibility to buy the very expensive lens, and they want the same image quality with a cheaper version. So I hope this video it was helpful to you, and I hope that you liked it. If you liked it, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this coming. And other than that, I wish you a nice day and see you in the next one. Take care, guys.